Kelly, I need to talk to you for a minute.
Hello, mother-in-law. What can I do for you today?
I heard from Brian yesterday that you were busy at work again and came home late.
Yes, we're in the midst of a big project. It's a bit of a difficult time for me. I hope you understand.
What? That's no way to talk. That's no way to try and get pregnant. If you keep working all the time, you'll get tired and you won't be able to have children.
I've been thinking about that actually. I've discussed it with Brian.
Oh, have you now?
What?
If you've been discussing it, then even more reason to quit your job. I think I'll be able to see my grandchildren's faces sooner if you stay at home.
I think you're right. But as I told you before we got married, I have responsibilities at work too, so I can't suddenly quit.
Responsibility? Don't you have responsibilities to your family?
Of course my family is important. That's why I want to keep a good balance between the two.
Huh, your thinking is naive. Brian must feel dissatisfied by now. No one wants a wife who neglects her family.
I don't think so. Brian understands and we support each other.
Oh, don't be so confident. Brian is too nice.
Mother-in-law?
A lot of time has passed since we spoke. I hope you managed to listen to what I'm saying. Your job is not so important anyway, so you can quit anytime you want. Have you made up your mind to quit your job? It's been almost 5 months since my Brian and you got married. We need you to be serious and start growing our family now. The best way to do that is to quit your job and stay at home. It's hard to have children because you come home from work and say you're tired.
Excuse me, mother-in-law. I'm at work right now, so can we do this another time?
What? Why?
I keep my phone on my desk at work for work reasons. I also get work-related calls. I can't have you constantly messaging me.
All you have to do is quit that job.
Please don't make it sound so easy. As I explained to you before we got married, I'm in a position of responsibility, so it's impossible for me to suddenly resign.
You are just making it difficult for yourself. I'm sure there are plenty of people who could take your place.
No, that's not true.
If you don't resign, divorce is the only option.
What?
It's a wife's duty to give grandchildren to her husband's parents.
Okay. I also want to have children eventually, but resigning is not an option for me. Brian understands that, so...
That can't be true.
I'm sure Brian told you.
He's just saying that to be nice to you. That's not how he really feels. Because my son, who grew up taking good care of me, would never allow you to be so selfish.
Selfish? I am not.
It is selfishness in every way. A wife should give top priority to what her mother-in-law says. I should be your only boss, do you understand?
My boss?
If you understand, you should quit your job as soon as possible.
Brian, how's your business trip going? Is now a good time to talk?
Oh, Kelly, I just checked into the hotel and I'm taking a bath. What's wrong?
Your mother told me to quit again.
Oh, again?
She also said she's my only boss.
That's terrible. I've been talking to her too, but when I try to explain your position, she gets all hysterical and won't listen to me.
I see. From her point of view, you actually want me to resign too. She says that the reason you can't tell me what you really want is because you're too nice to tell me.
What the heck? I only told her how I really feel. I told her, if you resign, what's going to happen to the future of the company?
Yeah, you know what? I thought I explained it to her when I met her before we got married, but I guess she forgot.
I mean, my mom is the kind of person who doesn't listen to people she assumes are less important than she is. Also, my grandmother and great-grandmother on my mother's side were housewives with lots of children. Maybe because she grew up watching them, she's stuck in the mindset that a woman has a family after getting married.
By the way, your father told me this. When they got married, your mother left her company without talking to him about it at all.
I've heard that too. I heard that my mother, who had a strong desire to get married, was the one who pushed him into having a family. But it was only my father's second year in his company at the time. He wanted her to continue working for a while because he was worried about their financial situation. By the time he tried to talk to her about it, she had already submitted her resignation.
Did he have a hard time financially, after all?
Yup. Back then, the company didn't have a strong culture of staying late, so he managed to get by until he was promoted and stabilized.
Oh, really?
Well, it's a long story. Actually, my father has been asking me about you too.
Your father?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it through text. I'll explain it to you when I get home. I'll be home tomorrow as planned, so we'll figure out how to proceed with that as well.
I understand. Sorry to bother you when you're away on a business trip.
That's okay. It's important. You can talk to me anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Brian, I'm sorry to have to message again today. Your mother escalated things further. What should I do?
What's wrong? What's going on?
Actually, I got a text earlier. Your mother said she's going to send my resignation letter to the company.
Huh? That's too much. If she does that, it'll be really bad for you.
I know. So I've run out of patience. I can't do what your mother says anymore.
I understand. I'll have a talk with my mom too. And if you need anything else, call me right away.
Thank you, Brian. I've decided that I have to speak my mind. Your mother won't stop if I don't speak up.
Kelly, you've grown stronger. I'll do everything I can too. I'll stand by you no matter what.
Thank you. I can do it because I know you've got my back. Mother-in-law, what do you mean you sent my resignation letter to my company?
Oh, Kelly, because you didn't want to resign. If you can't make up your mind, I thought I'd give you a push.
I said I wouldn't quit my job, didn't I?
But I've already submitted your resignation. Now you can't stay at the company anymore, can you? I should have done this from the beginning. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Now I'm one step closer to seeing my grandchildren.
I see. I'm speechless.
I guess you've surrendered to me so much that you've lost the will to be angry.
No, I'm not going to resign no matter what you do to me.
Huh?
If that's your attitude, I get it. We'll take action immediately.
What?
Goodbye.
Kelly, I wonder if you've finally made up your mind to resign? It's a weekday today, and you seem to be at home. Could it be that you're just using your remaining paid vacation days? The power of the resignation letter is impressive after all. Well then, you can start being a real wife now.
I'm just home on vacation today. Besides, there's no way you'll get away with it.
What? What do you mean?
It's obvious that the resignation letter didn't come from me.
Don't tell me it wasn't accepted.
It wasn't. It was quickly shredded.
What? It was my best work, the one I finally finished after many failed attempts.
Whether it was the first one or the 1000th one, it was shredded and your attempts were a waste of time.
Hey, you! Is that how you talk to your superiors?
Is that what you think you are? You, who's supported by your husband, and you talk and talk as much as you want, saying you are superior?
Huh?
I heard that your husband complained to Brian about it. It seems that you are very dissatisfied with your husband's income.
I'm the one who handles the family finances. I don't think I should put up with everything just because I'm a housewife.
Of course. I know being a housewife has its own difficulties that are different from working at a company. Even taking that into account, though, your husband is now coming home at the end of the day because of the company policy of no overtime work. You complain that he earns less money. You said, if you could work overtime like before, you'd make more money, wouldn't you? If that's the case, why don't you take a part-time job?
What are you talking about? A wife's job is to quit her job and take care of the house. A husband's job is to work to support his family.
I don't mean to completely dismiss that idea, but there are times when circumstances should be taken into consideration. Having said that, your son, Brian, has been out in the world for a few years now, living on his own money. Just because your husband lost his overtime pay, I don't think the income of a person who has risen to the position of a department manager at a major company is so small that you would complain about it. I can't help but wonder what there is to complain about.
This is not right at all. It is outrageous for a wife to speak like this to her mother-in-law. I don't need a woman like you, who is a failure as a wife and a mother, in our house. I hate you and I want you to divorce my son. Right now.
Yep, we're getting a divorce. And so are you.
What? Me? Divorced? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't remember? You asked your husband for a divorce, didn't you?
If you don't accept my proposal that you work overtime to earn money, we're divorcing.
I heard that you slapped him with divorce papers with your name already signed on them. I'm looking forward to my mother-in-law's divorce.
Huh?
As for my father-in-law, no overtime because it's company policy and there's nothing he can do about it. He said divorce is the only option. A few minutes ago, Brian and I went along with him to the city hall with the divorce papers, and we filed them all together.
What? I didn't mean it like that.
I don't know what your intention was, but you definitely asked for a divorce.
That's not true.
Well, it's not my place to hear about it. Your husband has hired a lawyer, so please talk to him.
Lawyer?
He said it's about your affair.
What?
Is that the reason why you're complaining about how much money he makes?
No, that's not it.
Okay, it's Brian's turn to talk to you now.
What? Brian, I have something to ask you.
What is it?
Are you really going to divorce Kelly?
Yeah, just like you wanted.
Yes? Good, that's my boy. So what are you going to do now? You're not going to live alone, are you?
No, actually, I've already taken the next step.
Next step?
I'm actually getting remarried soon.
Yeah? Who will you remarry so soon?
Kelly.
Huh? What does that mean?
You were hounding Kelly, so we talked it out between the two of us. We swore to each other to strengthen our unity, not the other way around. I'm remarrying and taking Kelly's family name, so...
What are you talking about, Brian? You don't have to be so attached to a wife like that.
That's the thing. It's unthinkable for someone to just write someone else's resignation letter without permission. But submitting the president's resignation letter to the president? What kind of insanity is that?
What? To the president? What?
I thought we talked about this many times. Did you not listen to me, or did you forget?
Brian, I don't understand.
Kelly, you know, she runs a company.
What? You're making that up.
She took over her father's company 2 years before I got married. By the way, I'm an employee of Kelly's company, and my dad is an employee of our business partner.
Huh? That's why, no matter how much I told her to, she didn't resign.
Because Kelly's disappearance from the company is the same as the company ending. To take it a step further, hundreds of employees, including me, would be out on the street. And it could also be a blow to the company my dad works for. You still want Kelly to resign?
That's impossible, that Kelly is the president. That's impossible.
Also, Kelly's pregnant.
Is that so? I can finally hold my grandchild in my hands.
But I won't let them meet you, Mom.
What? Brian, what are you talking about?
How can I consider someone who disrespects my wife, someone who would betray my father and cheat on him, as a mother? That's why I'm disowning you.
Wait a minute, Brian. I did that for your sake. I didn't think Kelly deserved you.
That's why it turned out like this. I've had enough of having your way of thinking forced on me.
Brian, please, don't abandon me.
Goodbye, Mother. From now on, you'll have to live on your own.
After that, my mother-in-law found a cheap wooden apartment on the outskirts of town and moved out. Because of all the money she had spent on her affair, my father-in-law decided to divorce her. As a division of property, my mother-in-law was left with only a small pension and some old furniture. My father-in-law said, "I'm not going to be merciful anymore." For my mother-in-law, the blank period of 40 years as a housewife was too big, and it was difficult for her to adjust to her new life. She soon found a part-time job, but it was physically and mentally demanding, and she took frequent leaves of absence. She was eventually laid off. Also, my mother-in-law became ill after the move. I heard that she could not afford the expensive medical bills and had to give up her treatment. In addition to her solitary and lonely old age, she continues to be chased by debt collectors. My mother-in-law's misery is far from over. My husband and I are once again at peace. Our company is doing well, and we have found a good balance between work and home life. We are looking forward to adding a new family member to our family, and will continue to do our best in the future.
Hello, Sean. How are you doing? It's your mother. You work from home, so you're all alone during the day today, right? Are you feeling well? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Is your work going well? Is Alicia taking good care of you?
What the hell? Please stop with texting me as if you couldn't live without me, Mom. I was working hard like usual, but now I've lost my concentration.
Well, you shouldn't talk to me like that. I'm just worried about you. If I could, I'd like to take care of you by myself. Since I can't go over there, Alicia is the only person who can do that now.
I've told you many times to stop treating me like a little boy. I'm already 34 years old. I'm a grown man. Cut it off, okay?
Well, don't be angry like that. I'm sad to hear that.
I just don't like the way you treat me. Why can't you treat me like a grown-up man?
But you know what? For me, you are still my dearly beloved little boy. You know, people say that children are always children to their parents. Even if you have grown up to be an adult, you will always be my adorable son.
I think you are misunderstanding the fundamental meaning of the word.
By the way, how's your wife? I tried to call her after 1 p.m., but she hasn't answered yet.
Well, it's because Alicia is not allowed to use cell phone at work. She leaves her phone in the locker room when she's at work, so she probably doesn't even look at it during her lunch break. If she does respond, it will probably be after work.
Oh, is it going to be that late? Then, doesn't that mean she can't take care of you? Oh my God, I knew my fears were right on target. I had a feeling you were in danger, so I texted you and this is what I got. It's called a mother's instinct.
Huh? What on earth did you say to Alicia?
I asked if she came home during the lunch break.
Why?
She has to make lunch for you, right?
I can at least make my own lunch.
So she didn't come home after all?
Of course she didn't. In the first place, the company she works for is quite far from here. She can't come home and go back to her workplace in just 1 hour.
What? She works at a company that's far away? I'm so surprised.
Why would you be so surprised? It's just that it's difficult to go back and forth during lunch break, but it's a distance that everyone can commute normally.
No, it's not. If she can't take care of you during the lunch break, it's far enough.
I know some people who commute 2 hours each way.
If it's someone other than your wife, I'm sure that I won't mind. But Alicia is your wife. She exists to take care of you, doesn't she? But she can't even check her cell phone at her earliest convenience to cook lunch for you. What on earth is she doing? I want her to quit working as soon as possible. Get her to work closer to home. Well, at the very least, she should be able to walk or ride her bicycle for 3 minutes. She needs to cook, clean up, and make your after-dinner coffee. Also, she must clean your room.
No, there's no way I can let her do that. This is a big residential area. There's no place to work within a 3-minute walk or bicycle ride. Besides, Alicia loves her job. I think it's fine the way it is. Anyway, I didn't marry her just because I want her to take care of me.
Seriously?
I'm surprised to hear that you didn't realize that. I sometimes take care of Alicia too. I think it's fine for us to have it both ways as a married couple.
Well, you know what? You've only been married for 3 months, and she's been putting you through such a hardship. I always thought she was a kind girl, but looks like I was wrong. Oh, my poor boy, I feel sorry for you.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, if it wasn't such a distance of 4 hours one way, I would go there every day to take care of you.
Please don't ever do that.
Actually, I've been thinking about it for a while. Let's put it into action.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you when I do it. Don't worry. I'm on your side no matter what. I just need a little time to prepare, but just wait and see. I'm sure that you will be happy to see me.
I have a very bad feeling about this. Alicia, are you available to talk now? I'm sure you've received a message from my mom who thinks that I'm some sort of 3-year-old boy. You can just ignore it as usual.
Hello, Sean. I just finished work. I'm waiting for the train at the station. Did your mother texted you again like crazy?
Yeah, she did. I'm so distressed. I can't even laugh about it.
Oh, I'm sorry for you, honey.
You know what? Maybe she's just lonely living alone because my father divorced her some years ago. But I think the reason my father divorced her in the first place is because his wife is too attached to her son and it's too gross for him to bear. It's scary that my mom still doesn't get it even after 2 years or so. I'm really close to the end of my rope. It's really tiring to communicate with my mom.
You've done a great job dealing with your mom, Sean. It's a relief that your father understands how you feel.
You're right. I was so busy after my parents filed the divorce. The good thing was, I was able to get out of my parents' house. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have met you, sweetheart. If I decided to stay with my mother at that house, gosh, I shudder to even imagine about that. It would be easier if I could just ignore it. Oh, I'm dying to block my mother.
If you do that, she'll definitely come barging in here.
I'm seriously getting dizzy just to think about that.
Sorry.
I shouldn't have given her our home address, even though it's not so easy for her to get here. I really regret what I've done.
But that was the condition for you to come out of your parents' house, wasn't it? You had no choice. Don't blame yourself, Sean.
I guess you're right. I was desperate at the time, thinking it was my last chance, so I obeyed that without thinking too deeply. In the end, I'm getting frustrated every time I get a call from her. I'm always on edge, wondering when she's going to barge in. It's better than when I was at home, but it's still a stressful life.
She's been troubling you that you can't even concentrate on your work, hasn't she? Last week, she didn't even care that it was the deadline to submit your work.
That's right. That's what bothers me the most. Even though she's my mother, she's a real pain in the ass. She says she's doing it for my sake, but all she does is just get in my way. If I don't do something about it soon, my mental health will be in danger.
I'm so sorry.
Alicia, you are the only thing that keeps me going.
Then I have good news for you.
Oh, what is it?
It's about what I've been asking my real estate agent friend. I got a call from him that he found a place that fits our needs.
Really?
It's soundproof, so it will be perfect for your long-cherished dream of having a room dedicated for your work.
Oh, I'm honestly happy to hear that.
I heard that we can go check the property tomorrow, right?
Let's go there tomorrow. If we both like it, we can make a decision right away, can't we? We have to decide whether to renew or terminate our contract with the current apartment anyway.
I guess so. I'm sure my friend will be happy to hear from you. I'll call him as soon as I can.
Thanks for your time. I'm so excited.
Me too. As soon as we decide, we'll start preparing for the move. You don't have to worry about your mother anymore.
Got it. I'm suddenly feeling more energetic now that I have a glimmer of hope. It's going to be busy, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, good luck to us. Sean, my boy, it's your mother here. I'll be arriving there soon. I'm so excited to see you, darling. Oh, if you're busy, you don't have to reply. I know that you're probably at work. We can be together all the time from now on, right? Sean, are you home? The door was unlocked. Did you forget to lock it and went out? It was supposed to be a surprise, but I got a little carried away. I mean, your wife isn't here either. It's Sunday, so I thought you both would be here. Maybe the two of you are out somewhere? I'll take care of this. Don't worry about me. You can enjoy your holiday.
What? Mom?
Oh, Sean, at last. Right now, I just got my friend to drive my car and brought in my luggage.
Your luggage? Brought them in? Sorry, I don't think I understand you, Mom.
By the way, your wife is not good at cleaning. Your room is not very tidy. She needs to learn how to clean properly. Now that I'm here, I have to teach her well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, there's only beer and snacks in the fridge. And as far as I can remember, you don't drink alcoholic beverages. Then this must be Alicia's. I can see how much she's been neglecting you. This is quite a problem. Poor boy, you are being bullied by your wife, who can't even clean your room, let alone take care of you. But it's okay. From now on, your mother will protect you.
So what? What are you talking about?
By the way, this room was a one-bedroom apartment. I've reduced my luggage as much as possible, but it looks a little short on space. It's too small for the three of us. But if we move to a bigger place as soon as possible, it will be fine.
What? One bedroom? No way! You came to our old house? You never said anything about that.
It's a little surprise. What do you think? Aren't you happy with that? I thought you would be happy, so I secretly prepared for that. From now on, you and me will live together forever. I don't think Alicia can take care of you perfectly, and that's why you need your mother. That is the best solution.
Are you kidding me?
I'll prepare dinner, so come home early. I'll make your favorite omelette tonight.
Hey, Mom.
What is it?
I think you're trespassing. I won't say anything bad about it, but you should leave that house right now.
What? Trespassing? You're so funny. You're so good at jokes. Your favorite mother just came to her adorable son's house. I came to the address you gave me, so this should be where you live.
That's not our house anymore. We moved out.
What? Moved out?
Yeah, we moved out.
This can't be true. Sean, darling. Oh, you're divorced from Alicia, huh? That's great. A wife who can't even take care of you doesn't deserve you.
I didn't. I'm too dumbfounded to say anything else. Me and Alicia, we found out that our one-bedroom apartment was too small for us, so we moved to a bigger room.
Really? Then this room is...
Alicia just checked with the landlord. She said that there are already new tenants in the room.
What?
The landlord contacted him and he said he forgot to lock the house and went out. Mom, you are breaking in since it's now a stranger's house.
Oh my God!
What the hell are you doing? I don't even want you to show up unannounced. You're planning to move in with me without consulting me, bringing in stuff without the owner's knowledge. Even if you take into account the fact that the current resident forgot to lock the door, I think it's too insane.
You know, I just wanted to see your happy face. I planned this as a surprise. I didn't expect you to be moving out, so I failed. But your mother's feelings made you happy, right, Sean?
I'm not happy at all. It's a big inconvenience.
Oh no, please don't say that.
The landlord is going to the room now. Besides, the owner of the room also will be coming home in a hurry. So get your stuff out of here. Apologize to those people. If you don't hurry, it'll be a police matter.
Police matter? Why? What's the matter with you?
Because you're trespassing someone else's house.
Where are you and Alicia now? Tell me your new home address. I'm coming over there now.
Don't come. I'll never tell you where we live. Go back to your old house.
That house is already on the market.
I beg your pardon?
So let's move in together.
I can't.
But if it's bigger, then I can move in with you. You picked out a bigger house for me to live with you, didn't you?
Alicia is pregnant.
Are you joking?
We were moving to make a new start, the three of us, parents and the unborn child. Please don't get in my way.
Pregnant? Whose baby is it?
It's my child, of course.
Oh no, I can't believe you would do such a thing. Tell your mother the truth, okay?
Huh?
You are being threatened by Alicia to tell her that the unborn child is yours, aren't you? Oh, poor boy. Your mother will protect you no matter what, so don't worry.
Alicia didn't have an affair. I want to have a child with Alicia. That's why she's now pregnant with my child.
No, things aren't supposed to be like that. You are not allowed to do that. My little boy would never do such a thing. You know how your mother feels, don't you?
I've had enough, Mom.
What do you mean, Sean? You're sick of living with Alicia, aren't you? I understand perfectly, so let's live with your mother then. I don't want someone like you to be my mother anymore. Sean, what's wrong? What are you saying? I'm going to cut ties with you. Don't contact me anymore. Sean, please don't be silly. Sean, are you there? Tell me the new address where you're moving to. I left the rest to the landlord to deal with. I was prepared that the police action might be unavoidable. I'm not involved in the trouble since I wasn't there, so my mother just apologized and left. Soon after that, she asked my uncle, my mother's brother, for help. My uncle asked me about what happened between me and my mother, so I showed him the talk history. He was both appalled and nauseated, but eventually understood my feelings toward my mother. In the end, my mother starts to live at my uncle's house. We agreed that she would eventually be admitted to a nursing home. My mother, who finally understood that I hated her, was in despair. She spends her days in a corner of a room, staring at pictures of me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have something important to tell you. Do you have a minute? It's a serious matter, so please listen to me. What is it? You're asking what it is? You're so dull, Tina. Don't you understand? I don't understand. What is it this time? You sure are a dull woman. I'm talking about grandchildren. You've been married for 3 years now. I wonder when I'm going to see my grandchildren. I want to have a child, Dolores, but Gerald and I are both too busy for that now. I know Gerald well. He's working hard at his workplace. It's your job to support your busy husband. But you're not busy, are you? You said that you're just too busy with work and so on. But the truth is that there's something wrong with you, and that's why you can't get pregnant. I'm working too, and it's true that I'm busy. There's nothing wrong with my body. I understand what you were trying to tell me, Dolores. But as I said before, I have to take care of my own mother who's sick. I'm really busy on weekends since I need to visit the hospital and my parents' house. You know what, Tina? You don't understand at all. You're already 35 years old. If you don't hurry up, it will be too late. You don't have time to worry about your own parents. Why don't you at least go to the hospital to make sure there's nothing wrong with their body? You don't have to worry about me. I've taken the related checkups a few times before. You mean your body is fertile, right? Then why can't you have a child sooner? To have a child, it's like to receive a gift from God. So it's not something you can just say and get it right away. Don't you dare to argue with me, young lady. Besides, I heard from Gerald that you've been slacking on your house chores lately. I heard that you've been feeding him frozen meals too. What are you doing? You're not doing your job as my son's wife. I always tell you to make homemade food for the sake of Gerald's health, remember? I don't want my son to stay married to a wife who doesn't cook. I'd like to cook for him every day, but both of us sometimes have drinking parties at our workplaces. Even if I make enough for both of us, there are times when we can't eat. So I make use of frozen leftovers and prepared foods. For your information, they're not instant foods. It's better that way because there's less loss. It's called homemade batch cooking. Oh, Oh dear, I think you were just trying to make some excuses for not cooking. You mean your body is fertile, right? Then why can't you do it sooner? Oh, I know why you can't get pregnant. You're eating unhealthy food. That's why you can't have a baby. You seem to be calm and obedient, but the truth is that you aren't a good wife at all. I understand everything about you now. Dolores, I don't think you understand me well. I'm doing most of the house chores at home. Gerald only helps me to take out the trash. I'd appreciate it if you can tell him to help me more with the house chores. What? You're making my son take out the trash? That's terrible. Are you trying to control Gerald? It would be embarrassing if any of the neighbors saw him in that state. Nowadays, neighbors don't even bother to look at you when you take out the trash. Besides, I'm the one who takes care of the other house chores. Gerald could at least take out the trash to help me, right? It's only natural that you do all the house chores. You shouldn't have asked Gerald. You should take out the trash too. I think it's normal for men to do house chores. It's not like the old days. Even so, I'm the one who's doing most of the work. I don't want to hear such excuses. That's the kind of guts you have. That's why you'll never have kids no matter how hard you work for it. It's not that I'm dissatisfied with Gerald, you know. I've been on many overnight business trips lately, so it's hard for me to communicate with him. But I'm doing what I can, and I love my husband. Instead of thinking about how to solve the problem, all you do is just complain. You should be more mature. Gerald makes more money than you, so he's in a different position. Your most important job is to give birth to a child. That's all you can do. You can't even afford to pay for checkups at the hospital because your salary is low, and you're getting selfish because of your low income. I'm just trying to be realistic. You need money to raise a child. Besides, I have to take care of my mother. You're not your mommy's little girl anymore. You're now my son's wife. Your birth mother is now a stranger to you. My mother is not a stranger to me. You're not making any sense, Dolores. You don't have to go every week to take care of her. Someone else will do that for you. If you have time for that, go work on having a baby. Think about your priorities. My father died and my mother is all alone. I want to support her. I'm the only one who can do that since I don't have siblings. Don't be cheeky. I'm a single mother too. Your mother isn't the only woman on her own. It's time you showed some filial piety. What will you do for me? I want to show filial piety to my mother, who has raised me up this far. I'm her only daughter. Besides, my mother never told me to have a child as soon as possible. What are you trying to say to me? I raised your husband, Gerald, to this point. You should be more grateful to me than to your own mother, since you were able to marry him because of my hard work. That's true, but I know my mother's not feeling well right now, so I'd like to go see her, even if it's just for a moment. Are you telling me that your top priority is your mother, and you just want to ignore me? I wonder if she's really sick. Maybe she's just pretending to be sick to get your attention. I wonder if you inherited your selfish personality from your mother. I can imagine what kind of person she is by looking at you. She must be horrible. If she would just go away, You could concentrate on your pregnancy. Please stop it right away. How dare you wish for my mother's death? You're the worst human being. You've hurt my feelings. I think you should apologize to me. Why should I apologize to you? I'm only telling the truth. Don't act so delicate. If you're going to be hurt by every little thing like that, you'll have a hard life ahead of you. That's not the point. I think you've gone too far with your words. Oh well, talking with a strong-willed wife like you is exhausting. Don't skip out on proper prenatal care. That's the only thing you're capable of doing. When you get pregnant, let me know as soon as possible. You got that, Tina? How's it going? Are you pregnant? Tell me quickly. I have an announcement to make to you, Dolores. I can't believe it! At last! You've really made it! My first grandchild! It's the grandchild I've been waiting for. Please don't talk about that now. My mother passed away this morning. Oh, is it so? I was so excited since I thought that I was going to have a grandchild. I'm so disappointed. Are you serious, Dolores? Is there anything else you want to say to me? I can't wait to see my grandchild. That's all, nothing else. Did you hear what I just said to you? I told you that my mother died. I just lost my one and only family member, and you don't even care about that? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that it happened so suddenly. I was surprised. I'm sorry to hear about your mother. But she was sick all these times, so I'm sure that you were ready for the worst case. Anyway, you'll be fine. You can now concentrate on giving birth. I'll make sure I love my grandchildren on behalf of your mother. Don't worry, you're not stressed anymore since your mother is now gone. I'm so happy for you. You can have your baby now. Get back on your feet soon. I'm sure your mom who's in heaven now would be happy to hear that. By the way, I'm sure you'll be fine once you have a baby. Come on, don't be slow. Grandchildren. That's the only thing you care about. What's the matter with you? I'm not some sort of machine that can produce children. Are you out of your mind, Dolores? What? I was just trying to cheer you up. What a horrible thing to say. You're the one who's been mean to me. You're not cheering me up at all. You're doing the opposite. You don't care about my mother. You don't care about me. You only care about yourself. What's wrong with you? You're a failure as a wife and you're not cute. It can't be helped that your mother passed away. There's no way she'll come back to life. We're the only family you have now, so you should take better care of us. Be more gentle or we'll leave you alone. What do you mean by leaving me alone? I'm telling you that you might be divorced. You should be grateful for my kindness. I'm protecting you. I don't understand. You don't have to protect me, Dolores. I can take care of myself. You can't have children, so you can't complain about divorce, can you? You're just a strong-willed woman with no redeeming qualities. How dare you talk like that to me now, when I'm so weak because my mother just passed away? Silence! Don't make such a tearjerker appeal. You're so gloomy. Anyway, you need to give birth to a child or you'll be thrown away. You'd better remember that. How can you remarry when you're 35 years old and you've been thrown out of the family house? Gerald is just 3 years older than me. So what? It's a different case for men. Gerald can just remarry a young girl. It won't be a problem at all. He can still make babies even when he's 60. I'm sure he'll be able to leave behind his excellent DNA. That's enough. I'm tired of this meaningless conversation. I have funeral preparations to go through, so I won't be able to contact you for a while. I don't have to go to the funeral, do I? Please don't come. I don't want to see you at my mother's funeral. Never. Well, you won't get the money then. I don't need a penny from you. I don't need flowers too. Just leave me alone. Goodbye. If you're pregnant, let me know first. Promise me. I'll say it one more time. To give birth to a child is the only thing you're capable of doing. I can't think about having a child for a while. I'm not in the mood for that. That's all I'm going to tell you. What's that? Are you making fun of me? Don't be such a bully. I don't care if anything happens to you. How's it going? Have you calmed down? How can that be? It's only been a week. I heard you took some days off from work to go back to your parents' house. I got a call from Gerald. What do you think you're doing? You're being selfish. I told Gerald that I'm going home for a while because I have to clean up my parents' house and attend my mother's funeral. He said his room is a mess and the laundry is piling up. How could you abandon the house chores just like that? You should at least come home to do your chores. My parents' house is a plane right away, so I couldn't. Besides, it's only for Gerald, so I don't think it's a great deal. He just has to do the house chores on his own. That's your job as his wife. Making your husband to do the house chores is what a selfish wife does. You can't have children and now you refuse to do house chores. What's the matter with you? I've told you that I couldn't. I'm getting sick from all this talk. Anyway, I need more time to take care of the stuff here. I'll call Gerald to let him know. You don't have to. I'll go to your house to do the house chores since I got the spare key with me. You don't have to take care of Gerald. I don't care about a useless wife like you. I'm his mother. I'll do it for my son. What? You can't just come in with a spare key. It's trespassing and it's against the law. I don't think so. Gerald gave me the spare key, so it's legal. I felt sorry for him, so I told that I would go to help him. He thanked me for that. Do you have any idea about how bad the situation he's in right now? I'm the one who understands him better than you. You know what? I've been quiet all this time, but I think it's the time for me to tell you. What is it? You don't get it at all. Your son is cheating on me. About 6 months ago, with a young girl in her early 20s. It all started when I was away from home to take care of my mother. When Gerald was taking a shower, I happened to see his cell phone on the table, and I saw the definitive message. So I don't think I can get pregnant for a while. So, what's with the snickering over something as trivial as that? Gerald did an awesome job. Huh? Because it means he's popular with young girls, right? As his mother, I'm proud of him. That's how attractive he is. That's wonderful. Are you kidding me? Complimenting a son who cheats on his wife. You must be out of your mind. You don't have the right to say those things. You're in trouble. I don't care how you look at it. That girl is a hot young woman not an old married woman like you. If you apologize for what you've done, I'll be happy to take your side. Will you change your attitude? Well, you have to promise to live with me and take care of me anyway. If you don't promise, you'll be alone in this world. Let me think about it for a while. My mother just passed away, and I'm having a hard time getting the house in order and sorting the stuff. I'll let you know when I make my decision. Still talking about your mom in this situation? Come on, just make things quick, okay? If you don't do it soon, I'll live with that young girl and Gerald. See you then. Dolores, the packages with my stuff inside have arrived and the sender is you. I got rid of all the stuff in your room, so it's empty now. I was so surprised to see all those junk. I filed your divorce papers too, so we're strangers now. I'm so glad that I don't have to talk to people like you anymore. That's a big help, thank you. What? Thank you, Dolores. I'm grateful for that. What? What do you mean? Of course, it's because I wanted a divorce. Actually, I've been telling Gerald that I want a divorce, but no matter how many times I asked, he didn't listen to me. I'm so glad that I'm now divorced. Gerald refused to get a divorce? That's right. Why? You're the one who refused to get divorced. You're not so tough after all, and you're not cute too. Refuse to get a divorce? Don't make me laugh. I would never do that. I wanted to end the marriage with him so badly, I couldn't help it. You know, Gerald didn't want to divorce me because he wanted me to take care of you and so on. My mother was going through a difficult time, and I was exhausted both mentally and physically. I was very busy at that time. I put off divorcing Gerald until later. I never thought that you, who had been my enemy, would be on my side, Dolores. You deceived me. You should learn to listen carefully when others are talking to you. I was the one who's been cheated. Knowing that, I can't have a child with a person like your son. Oh, I lied about one thing. I wasn't trying to get pregnant at all. What did you say? Besides, the house that Gerald and I lived in was in my name. Now that we've safely divorced, I'm going to sell it as soon as possible. Then I'll start a new life on my own. Huh? There's no way you can afford such a big condo. That's not going to happen. I used the inheritance I had when my father passed away. If you look into it, you'll see what I mean. By the way, Gerald didn't pay a penny for it, but he seems to have told everyone around him that the condo is in his name since he wants to look good in front of everyone. In reality, it's mine. I was wondering why I got married to such a jerk, so I'm glad that you gave me a push to divorce your son. But you've been living together in that condo until now, so it belongs to both of you and Gerald. We can split the property 50-50, so the half amount when the condo is sold is mine and Gerald's, right? Please learn a little more before complaining, Dolores. Don't you know? Inheritance is not subject to property division. So I'm free to do whatever I want with the house I bought with my father's inheritance, which I paid for entirely out of my own pocket. Oh no. That's not all. I won't keep quiet anymore. I have all the evidence of the affair. What evidence? You were out of the house most of the time to take care of your mother. While I was away from home, I got a video from a surveillance camera. It was so weird. Can you believe it? I got a perfect shot of Gerald having fun with his girlfriend. I even took a screenshot of his WhatsApp conversation with that woman. You planned all of those? That's not fair. You can say whatever you want to say. It doesn't hurt or itch. I'm going to make sure that I'll get my money. Besides, Gerald doesn't have any savings, and he has some hidden debt since he's not good at managing his finance. It's going to be tough for him from now on. That can't be true. I won't allow you to make fun of my son. He said he's got a promotion recently. What? I'm the one who got promoted. Gerald is just an all-year-round walker with no title. I have a better salary and a higher position than him. Well, I think he just wanted to show how cool he is. The truth is that he's so bad at work that he did a lot of careless mistakes. I'm sorry that I've told you the truth. Gerald's one and only good personality is just to show off how cool he is in front of others. That's a lie! Oh, I'll send a content-certified letter about this affair to you too. I'll also send it to the girl with whom Gerald is having an affair and to Gerald's company. I have to make sure everyone understands. Do that and you'll be all alone. Don't worry about it. I want to part ways with someone who's nothing but stressed to be with. With the money from the sale, I have decided to renovate my parents' house and move in. I have a lot of friends in my hometown, and I'll never be alone. I'll definitely be at peace. It's been hard since my mother passed away, but I've realized how important it is to have someone to lean on. I also realized something else important. What do you think it is? It's how bad the personalities of my ex-husband and ex-mother-in-law are. That's enough. Do whatever you want. I'll live with Gerald and his girlfriend. I'm happier than you. I hope you'll be happy. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. Gerald said that he will never take care of you when you need care in the future. That's why he was trying to force me to take care of you. It's terrible, isn't it? He's your own son. By the way, I checked with a detective agency. The girl he's cheating with seems to be having fun with all kinds of people. It seems that she's also after Gerald for his money. So what will happen if the girl finds out that Gerald doesn't have much money? I'm sure she'll dump him right away. That's fine. Gerald will remarry someone nicer right away. Don't worry. Anyway, all I want is to have grandchildren. That's it. And last but not least. What? There's more? Well, about that grandchild you've been pestering me about. The reason why we couldn't have children is actually because of Gerald. It's called male infertility. Seriously? I told you before that I went to the hospital, didn't I? There was nothing wrong with me. I was healthy. I asked Gerald to have some checkups at the hospital just once, and it turned out that he was the cause. His high pride got in the way, and he absolutely did not want to be treated. He never went to the hospital after that. It's not true that Gerald was the main cause. Is that even possible? It's not a lie. Why don't you ask him? They say about half of all infertility cases nowadays are caused by men. Then what about my grandchildren? What will happen to them? If you have Gerald to work hard and get some treatment, you might be able to have one if you're lucky enough. Also, if you have a partner who will work hard with you and your son. Gerald is a proud and stubborn man. I don't know if he'll ever go to the hospital. Are you saying that I won't be able to hold my grandchildren? Oh my god, isn't it your fault? You didn't even feed Gerald properly. This is too much to bear. It's been my dream for so many years. You're always talking about yourself. That's why your son abandons you. Soon you'll be alone in this world. What? Alone in the world? What do you mean? Gerald would never abandon me. But when I told him about the sale of the condo, he turned pale and rented an apartment to live with his girlfriend before you found out. He told me that you're a nagging, constant presence and annoying. He did? Where's Gerald? I'll talk to him. I'm sure you're lying. Well, I don't think I should tell you where he is without his permission. We're strangers now. I don't want to get involved. Tell me where he is. Are you sure you want to behave like that in front of me? If you make me angry, you'll get in trouble. You filed for a divorce on your own, right? So what? Do you have any idea about what will happen if you file for divorce on my behalf without my permission? Did you do it knowing what the consequences are? It's possible, right? It's a forgery of documents. It's a crime. A crime? No way! You can't threaten me like that. So if I sue you, I can get alimony from you too. That's not true. You're scared, aren't you? You're ignorant. But well, I wanted a divorce too, so I won't sue you. Don't scare me. You should be thankful. We are already strangers now, so please don't get involved with me at all in the future. Wait a minute. What goes around comes around. I'm so glad I didn't get pregnant with Gerald's child. What a poor child to have such a wicked grandmother like you. Well, good luck anyway. Bye. Please don't contact me again, okay? Wait, I apologize. Don't leave me alone, please. My ex-mother-in-law was left alone, abandoned by her own son, who was also a heartless and unfaithful man. Because of her bad character, not only was she unable to hold her desire for grandchildren, but she seemed to have few people she could call friends. I don't know where she is now, and I don't want to know. I live freely in my beautifully renovated parents' house and remarried after falling in love with a classmate I hadn't seen in a long time. Sometime later, I got pregnant, and now my belly is big and heavy. My recent husband is very kind and supportive, so I feel very happy. This time, we can create a happy family together. In this house where I lived with my mother and father, my husband and I, together with our unborn child, will create new memories. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!